G'day, Let's Safety Guy here. Here's a new one. I can honestly say I really haven't seen this one before. So, you're on a project, and the owner decides that they want to come in and help to expedite the project. Except they are used to working in an industrial establishment or an industrial environment where they're not used to working with, excuse me, the regulations for construction in Ontario. So as an example, today I was on a site and they're installing underground piping for a new structure that they're putting up. Can't really tell you what it is because it'll give away exactly what's going on. However, the owner of the project isn't exactly pleased with the time frame and how long it's taking to fuse these pipes together. So they opted to help out with the fusing process. So, project owners, you hire a constructor who hasn't noticed a project, who has care and control over the health and safety of the project. When you start bringing in your own people, you now take over legally the role of constructor, the responsibilities of constructorship. It's not a good idea, especially when you guys show up in running shoes and a hoodie and start jumping across 24-inch, 36-inch trenches instead of using the provided planking that the construction workers have been using. So I brought this to the attention of the supervisor for the site, the foreman for the site, and said, "You guys really gotta get these guys out of here because they're gonna get you in trouble. God forbid they get hurt." So I actually went and talked to the owner of the project and just made a mention, going, "I know that you want to help, but you can't because now you take over role of constructing, you take over all the duties and responsibilities of that constructorship, including the health and safety of all the workers that are on the project." Now, the kicker, the easy solution is don't put your fingers in the pie. Secondly, as the constructor, even if it's an open field, which in this case it was, you need to put up some kind of delineation, some way to mark the actual construction project area inside of this working commercial establishment. You also have to put up signs legally, danger due to signs, authorized personnel only signs, so that the people that want to help know they're not supposed to be there. On the danger due to sign, and another sign that you put up is PPE requirements. The minimum would be hard hat, steel toes, and because they're using vehicles like excavators and skid steers, you have to wear your high-vis garment. If there's no sign telling them that, how are they supposed to know? You can't say, "Oh, it's common sense." You can't say, "Well, they should know better." That doesn't stand up in court. How can you prove as a constructor that you kept these people out of your project area? How can you prove that you told them, that you advised them of the hazards, of the dangers, of the risks, of the PPE requirements, and how do you make them aware of the hazards and how to mitigate those hazards? So I had to talk to the supervisor of the project itself for the constructor and say, "Look, I know you're in a big old open field, but you still need to put signage up. You can get them on a candlestick. You can put them on a TC54, which is those big traffic barrels. You can line the area with rigid fencing. You can line the area with danger tape or caution tape with the signs, especially the danger due to excavation, danger due to PVC pipe fusing because they're using heat to fuse these things together, danger due to moving equipment, reversing equipment, so that there is no mistake as to what the hazards are, so that these workers, or so that the staff of this commercial place do not take the risk of going in just to help and be a look-see. And The sign works like a locked door, right? In theory, did you see the sign? Yes, Your Honor. Why did you not pay attention to it? Well, I just wanted to help out. How do you want to plead? Instead of that staff member gets into the construction project, gets hurt, and they ask the same question. Was there a sign? Were you told you can't go here? Well, no, I didn't see a sign. Now they look at the constructor going, how do you want to plead? Because you didn't protect the public. That's part of the constructorship's duties. That's part of the notice of project. That's part of the duties and responsibilities of a constructor. It's a very simple fix. Big danger due to signs, authorized personnel written on them, and the PPE requirements to be inside of that project area. Takes 15 minutes to set up. In high windy conditions, you might have to inspect it and monitor it every hour just to make sure that your delineation is actually in place, right? And then you also keep it separated from the commercial space, so you're going to keep out potential customers and potential staff after hours so that they don't go into this construction site where there's open trenches and fall in and get hurt. That sign is all important, okay? It's part of your rights and part of your duties as a constructor. Now, the owner should know better. They really should. The owner of the project they should know better. They hired a competent constructor to do the job. Let them do their job. Don't get your fingers in the pie. That's how you get hurt. That's how you take over the responsibility legally for the project, inadvertently. Even if one of the construction workers gets hurt because you put your fingers in that pie, now you're responsible for it. So, simple fix. Signage. Danger due to authorized personnel only. What are the hazards? Moving equipment, open trenches, high heat. And post the PPE requirements outside of the project area so that there is no mistake that this is my house, that's your house. Okay? Those signs are cheap. You can make them, but they have to be a specific size. The danger has to be a specific dimension. It's in the regulations. It's prescribed. That tells you exactly what they have to look like. It's a simple solution, especially in an area where this one is, where you have staff members from the owner and you have customers walking through the site. So protect yourself, protect everybody else, protect the public as well by using that simple sign. Have a fantastic day. We'll catch up later.